Takes! Hi, welcome to Life of the Brand Quick Takes. Stephen Pence, Tyler McKnight, no Kevin Wade today. He's in New Mexico. But today we kind of want to go over what happened with Facebook, and it rolled out at midnight.
Big things coming out in the news.
Big things, and according to multiple publications I've read, they are calling this a bombshell. And basically what is happening is, and I'm quoting from Vice News, on Thursday night, Facebook dropped a bombshell. The company is set to roll out a series of changes to the newsfeed algorithm that will prioritize posts from your friends and bury stuff from publishers and brands. The article continues, the upshot of this is that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook believe that while it might decrease the amount of time people spend on Facebook, and certainly short-term revenue, it'll be better for Facebook and its users in the long run.
What about those businesses, though?
Yeah, let's get into that a little bit. Working at an advertising agency, we know firsthand that one of the biggest things driving our revenue these days is ad sales. And with Facebook rolling out this new algorithm, in my opinion, as a Facebook media buyer, I know for a fact that this will A, limit the amount of ads that are seen, and B, it'll drive up the cost of those ads. So it's a double negative in my opinion. We're going to be losing money and also having to spend more money. Yeah. So I'm trying to rack in my brain. I know I can't stop spending on Facebook, but how do I combat this? And what do I recommend our clients do with those dollars now that Facebook is going to be limited to this? I think right now I'm going to continue to do the same thing and start to see and test what is actually going to be cheaper and what's going to be more expensive. Now, I personally haven't seen this happen in my newsfeed yet, but I do know that seeing posts from my mom that it snowed is going to be amazing to my day. It's going to make me feel so much better about myself, you know?
Yeah. So I'll talk quickly a little bit more about the business side, but then I want to get back into what you're talking about, the human psychology and how we interact with Facebook and how they've changed over the past year or so with the fake news, with the Russian bots, with just being overloaded with videos and publishers. But I do want to talk about the ad side of things. I think that boosting posts, for example, it's going to be more expensive to reach. They're going to limit that reach by default by saying, hey, we're going to shift back more towards a model of seeing your friends and less businesses. Mm-hmm. Yet, advertisers and brands are still flooding into Facebook and spending more and more each year as they realize that's the space that people exist in. So what that leads me to believe is that if you have a business page and you own it and you run it and you buy ads on it, you're probably going to see a significant drop in reach and have to pay more to reach those same people.
But here's the thing. There's a quote in this article that it's actually a fact and a stat that really gives a reason why this should not scare Facebook at all and why they feel they can make this decision to encourage people to spend less time on Facebook.
Yeah.
So according to Vice News, Facebook and Google ad duopoly, the Facebook and Google ad duopoly, great word of the day, everybody say that 5 times fast, took in a combined 63% of all digital ad dollars last year, while Facebook is expected to absorb an ever-growing chunk of that money over the next few years. So this is the reason why they're not worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're still the biggest place to buy ads and sell ads next to Google, so they're not going anywhere in that term.
And another thing they continue to say is that the only thing that scares Facebook executives more than people using a social app that isn't owned by Facebook, like Snapchat, is people having a bad time on Facebook. And that's actually, I don't know if that's true or not, but it does seem to me that if they're making these changes and they're willing to eat, I think it's like $2.3 billion estimated less ad dollars in the coming year, that they really do care about us and they want us to spend less time on Facebook. Yeah. And here's a reason why, and this is according to Zuckerberg. According to Zuckerberg, the solution to these woes is to encourage users to spend time talking or engaging with other people on Facebook rather than gazing at videos of animals and ads. The research shows that when we use social media to connect with people we care about, it can be good for our well-being. We can feel more connected and less lonely, and that correlates with long-term measures of happiness and health. So you were around before Facebook came around, correct? In social media. Can you like pick a point in your life when all you cared about was your Facebook news feed, and like that's how you gauged your standing in society and how you gauged your popularity was how many likes you got on your Facebook post?
Yeah.
And things like that. And we can even go into Black Mirror.
Yeah, I mean, I think to the point and why Facebook is doing this and why I think it's actually kind of a brilliant play is that long term, I think they've been seeing people drop off from Facebook, just be getting tired of seeing all the news, the fake news, the flood of information. and yet people, like you said, are using it for dopamine gains. They see, oh, I got 50 likes on my status. So the way we've been interacting with Facebook has changed significantly in the last 5 years. We've become more dependent on it as people, I think, and the way we consume information, share information, and just exist in the culture in the world is changed. And I think they're trying to get back to improving that experience. So long term, more users will enjoy that experience and be loyal to Facebook, while simultaneously driving up ad prices because of the dwindling supply.
So that's what they're saying with that long-term revenue gain. And here's a funny thing, like there's all this research that shows that the dopamine rush we get from social media interaction is almost the same as someone shooting up heroin. And to me, that lends itself to say that if we continue down the path and Facebook doesn't make this change, I'm saying I support this change, by the way. We are going to have some serious problems on our hands, and that people won't be able to function unless they have social media. They'll have that withdrawal, and they will have that thought of I don't mean anything, and you'll see I would even say you could see deaths coming from it, but I'm not going to go that far because this is a happy day. But essentially, social media outlets have become big tobacco. They have a very addictive product that they know people are going to continue to use no matter the type of shit they keep pumping into it. And whether it's good for us or bad for us, we're going to continue to use it. It's just like smoking a cigarette. I quit, but I don't miss it anymore, so I'm going to quit Facebook, see what happens. But go ahead, you were going to say a little bit more.
No, I love that people are addicted to it. So I think Facebook's hedging their bets in the sense where they're kind of taking a step back, reevaluating their platform, making sure they don't spin out of control, so to speak. And with this, I think generally when they release this information, even though, by the way, the stocks price of Facebook have gone down like 4% today, it's trading 4% lower today, and I feel like Zuckerberg had to knew that was going to happen anyway, but long term, I think it'll go back up. It's just a return to normalcy, I think. They're just reevaluating everything, and I think simultaneously, though, the big play for them is the ad prices, because as it gets more scarce, people will continue to flood in, and they'll pay more to get their message out there because Facebook is artificially kind of shrinking the reach. So by default, that means people have to pay more. So it's brilliant.
And here's another funny thing to think about, the market itself. So Facebook's biggest competitors use Facebook itself as one of their top promotional platforms. Now what's so great about this is that Facebook is going to start decreasing their reach. So they used their competitors to boost up their own platform, and now they're taking it all away from them. It's genius in my opinion. And we were talking about this earlier, how you think and some other people in the office think that eventually this is going to lead to a subscription base on Facebook. Do you think that's going to be in the near future? Do you even think that'll happen?
Ooh, that's an interesting play. I feel like that is against everything Mark Zuckerberg stands for in the beginning, at least with this.
But he took
when he founded it.
He took it public.
Yeah, but things change and the way we consume media changes. But I don't think they'll have to do that if their ad revenue increases due to this. They won't have to switch to a subscription model just yet. And why would people subscribe unless it was ad free completely? But honestly, I think they're going to make more money with the ad model versus a subscription based model.
But I'm going to take it back to an addiction thing. So even if they do make people pay to be a part of the service, because that addiction and this way of life is so ingrained in them that they can't help but do it. That's why I was willing to pay $15 for a pack of cigarettes in New York City. It sounds outrageous, but people will pay it. And
I know people would pay for it.
But do you think Facebook, if they say they care about people as much as they do, they won't do that?
I think
because the reason they're stopping this is to make sure that people don't become addicted to it. Because essentially it could ruin society. And there's a great Black Mirror episode that we talk about that takes in social clout into it. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's a great dialogue on what our society is becoming. It's a very weighted view on it, but I think it's a great example of how, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Black Mirror season 3. But yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting in the coming year, and it's going to be very hard for me to come up with new strategies for our clients, but I'm really excited to see how we can do it, and if we can be some of the first people in the market to take advantage of this and take it somewhere, then so be it. So
absolutely, businesses and agencies and buyers of Facebook should be reevaluating their strategies when it comes with social because of this news. I mean, it's just news right now. I don't know if this has been implemented in beta anywhere else, but I feel like in the coming months, businesses will continue to see their reach tank if this is implemented, and they're going to have to reevaluate their content strategy. They're going to have to make their content better, and I think this is a good thing for the industry in general because it will promote people to push good content because that will win out. Things that are shared throughout Facebook will win out versus the crap that floods in. So I think that will kind of flush out all the crap, and we'll see a
drain
return,
the swamp, so to speak.
And we'll see a return to maybe good content in addition to seeing your friends and family on there and make the platform better.